Hi and welcome to this alligator swampy neighborhood. This is where you could see in the first build where I had started. I did all of the code and stuff on the ground over here because I got away from myself. So this is where I'm starting. I wanted to get a stunted tree in here, and so I had to go get it. Got myself a second one because I knew I was going to use at least two of them over here. But there's my little stunted tree. Mush parasol over here by this beautiful green mushroom table, which I just loved for this swampy area. I wanted a dead tree, and I do get a dead tree in here, but I wanted to get this pine tree in, and it just would not go in here the way I wanted it. And you can see I'm having so much trouble here. I ended up picking this up, put it down, but it was just too in line with this big plant, so I decided to pull out the big plant and then move this over where it wants to kind of layer it behind the tree. Put in my dead tree again, and I felt this just looked much better this way. Wanted to go through, put some lily pads. There's some twigs, some little eddies to kind of add more texture to the swampy area. This coat has been amazing. It definitely gives the swamp vibe that I wanted. I wanted to get a vine in here, but it was not the right color. I wanted this really dark green vine, and I really love how this color looks with the swamp idea. A couple little stools here. I wanted to have a little gyroid birthday party, and I had some cupcakes because I had a birthday celebration with one of the villagers. So I had some cupcakes. I could not put my gyroid on that wild log, which was disappointing to say the fact. So I wanted to put this happy birthday sign in the center at the back, but I could not get it to face forward but be in the center. And you will see here, just kept going to the left. But ways to get it here, just kept going to the left, which was just so frustrating, and it went to the left again. I think I probably spent 15 minutes trying to get this thing to go in here the way I wanted, and it was just absolutely refusing center. Oh no, backwards. So as you'll see here, I just gave up, let it go to the left. Left is good, it's fine. Put another cupcake down. There'll be a cupcake for all three gyroids. I picked this up because, like I say, they wouldn't let me put a gyroid on it. Put my bench down and put my gyroid down, and then I remembered I had a really cute green cooler I'd picked up from who knows where. So I put that down for these little drinks or something. Birthday party. Maybe for their drinks or something. Had to throw a couple rocks down because you know there's rocks in the swamp. This one is kind of more to cover the edge there. Another giant vine. These big brown vines I think are perfect because, you know, in the swamp there's so much water. Sometimes it just starts to kill things out and they turn kind of brown. So the dark green is perfect, and I think the brown ones are perfect for the swamp areas. And this flower worked much better over here in this area, giving a little bit more visual interest and color over here. Because in the swamp, it's pretty green. And so anything that gives a little bit of relief to the green is a good thing. I had hoped to make like a little cookout area here, but in the end, there just wasn't enough room to do that. So I do end up picking that up. You'll see here that in a little bit. Put a little candle for him to have by his tub. And these little mushrooms looking like they're growing up outside of the house, right up against the edge. Because mushrooms are always like peeking out from under things and such. And of course, mushrooms, wheat fields don't go where you want, and when you pick them up, you kick off code every time. So I picked this back up, and I ended up just putting this mossy rock, because you know everything is mossy in the swamp, right? So I put some wheat fields here. I had a little trouble with this area with it going where I wanted, and I ended up deciding that it just couldn't go the way I wanted. There wasn't the room there, so I ended up picking up the other one and making it layer with it in a better way for my vision, like that. And then I'm going to go through, put a little bit of wheat field down to get it, see the grass underneath. So I'll use this my small reading nook area. So I'll use this mush parasol, and then I'm going to cover these edges once again where the grass meets the swamp code, just to make it look a little smoother, a little less awkward. Wanted this great big giant vine here, and then once I got it in, I realized that I couldn't get back there to put the piece of wheat field down, so I had to go pick it up, put the wheat field down, put it back down. So, and then we're going to just put some wheat field around here because it's growing up around this area. And I thought I could put this down here and put my book on, but I didn't like how it looks. So I picked it back up, put this pretty purpley mushroom log down, and I definitely preferred that. Then I wanted to put this archway here, and I pulled and tried to make room for it, wouldn't go down, pushed it over, got it in place. Oh, I can't get behind the house. So I had to move my tree so that I could put it here. So moving my tree means I have to move all my code. So that's not going around a tree, put it so that it's flat. Put my arch back in. Can I get through? Yes! So then I decided I didn't want to put the tree right here because I didn't want it to be so symmetrical with the other side. So I thought I'll put the tree over on this side so that when you're sitting on your log and reading your book, you have a little bit of shade. So I had to put some code in here so that the swamp code kind of just circles around the tree. And get my tree in here. Put my bench back down so you can read here. And what I wanted to do, I decided, because this is a blank area, I decided I would put a little stunted tree here instead. So it's kind of symmetrical, but not really symmetrical. Put my log down and my book back down again. Needed some fruit because I needed to stunt said tree. dug this up, mostly because I wanted to put in some wheat field down here, and I could not get in there. And discovered I had a mistake in my code area there, so I had to fix that. But I wanted to put some wheat field down, got a few wheat fields down, just to add a little more visual. Wheat fields down, just to add a little. So put some more wheat fields down here. Kind of wanting to just cover up this little edge where the grass meets the swamp. This piece was not wanting to go where I wanted. It kept wanting to go to the side. So I ended up deciding to approach from a different direction. And that worked really well. So that mushroom from there. I was like, oh, I forgot I took that mushroom from there. And I'm going to have to figure out how to do that area. But started to move on to the center area of this alligator neighborhood. Got a great big tree to put down. Got to put the big stuff down first because otherwise you end up picking up so much other stuff. Kicked off some coats. I had to fix it while I was trying to drag the tree over. Another pretty dark green. Another pretty dark green. Another pretty dark green giant vine, and every villager has to come. Every villager. There we go, got it in, but couldn't pull it over because I wanted it pretty close to the tree, so had to push it. I had this other pine tree and I wanted to put it up here to kind of divide the two areas a little bit. Few fossils like this in. Few fossils like this in. Just because, it's a swamp and there's going to be some fossils in there. Pull some mushrooms in, just because mushrooms are growing out of everywhere, right next to trees, up against houses and such. And I really enjoyed how this plant looks from the back side, to just make it look a little different when you're looking at the screen. I was trying to get this rock to go in, but everywhere I put it, it just kind of blended behind the tree, and I wanted it to kind of peekaboo outside of the tree. So there you go. And he needs to talk to me, and yay, he gave me a fitness tank. Just what I needed. So I was moving this so I'd have a little bit more room to work. This is more good weevil, would not cover the edge here. This is more kind of finishing off this. Of course, I kicked off the code. Finishing off this left side area. So some wheat fields around. I end up putting some green leaf piles over here. Because both of those things, they work so well for anywhere that's a little bit awkward transition. And they also add some dimension and depth. Decided I'm going to kick this out looking. Decided I'm going to kick this off. Pick up this file, put one here so when you walk through there, to the beach, you get a little bit of leaf action. Finally covered. Leaf pile not going where I want. Finally covering it. Decided to pick up this one because I felt they were too close to each other. So I come over here, pick up this leaf pile, move it up here. I went back through, checked to see, yeah, here's another where a leaf pile could go. Just running, checking to see how things are looking. I did want to put a leaf pile here, but it was being ornery, and I was really quite pleased with the house. But I did get it to go in, and I was really quite pleased with being able to get that to go in there. And then I just put that other flower down here. I wanted to put a gazebo in here. This kind of mossy looking gazebo. And it was being so difficult for me. I realized I was going to have to move this wildlife bench up. And of course, he has to walk through, so I can't do anything. So I picked it up, moved it over, and I wanted to turn it so that it kind of mimicked, grow out from the edge of the tree. These little mushrooms grow out from the edge of the tree. These little mushrooms grow out from the edge of the tree and the edge of that gazebo. Another pine tree over here, which is great because on edges, you can't grow your trees, the regular trees. And so something like these pine trees works really. And of course, he gets in my way, so I end up talking. Add more dimension again. And of course, he gets in my way, so I end up talking. Add more dimension again. And of course, he gets in my way, so I end up talking. Down, spin it around. Put my gazebo back down, spin it around. Really liking how that looks. Another flower down here where it fit perfectly. Big mushroom parcel, because gotta get the big stuff down over here too. I was gonna put a mush partition here, but see, it just was crowding the house in the way it sat away from it. I didn't care for it. So I tried to put it in over here. It was too far forward. Came around, had to go the long way because I was filling it a little too full. Get the mushroom partition in here. This green one is perfect. Looks like the mushrooms are just growing right out of the house. Kind of covering up those rocks around these little mushrooms. They're growing out of the tree. Kind of covering up those rocks around these little mushrooms. They're growing out of the tree. Kind of covering up those rocks around the pine tree. I wanted to put this down just once again to create more distinction between the back area and where the other alligators at and this alligator neighborhood. So going around checking, seeing how things are looking, making sure I have attention, that there's nowhere else that needs some attention, that there's nowhere else that needs some attention. And that's everything. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.